Garrett's back. How about that?
Garrett's back.
Tat, Garrett's back.
I didn't know if he would be. I didn't know Sean was going to be here. I didn't know this hobo was going to be here.
People probably don't recognize the fresh-faced baby,
I know,
14-year-old on our podcast here.
I am fresh. I am fresh shaven.
Dallas
I shaved today.
is his name.
I shaved my beard.
Dallas.
Why'd you shave?
Can you say?
I shaved because I can't actually say why.
Top secret.
Uh-oh.
It's
Top
gonna.
secret.
If you watch the Aquabat Super Show, you will know why I shaved.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's
bit of a
just say
spoiler.
He
It's
plays
not a
he
spoiler.
plays a
Huge
giant
spoiler.
man baby.
I played Dallas on the Aquabat Super Show.
He plays
Baby Dallas.
He's
Baby
it.
Dallas. 14-year-old Dallas.
He plays a character. Yeah, he's an adult baby. Yeah, he
Huge
wears
spoilers.
diapers.
Never since the Hitler dies at the end spoiler has something been as big as a spoiler.
I came on this podcast to defend those who were. Well, I forget.
Hitler dies is not a spoiler.
It's not
That's
a
like
spoiler.
saying Jesus dies at the end of Passion of the Christ.
Oh my God,
is a spoiler.
Fuck you for doing
No,
that.
I did it! I did it!
We're
I
bringing
brought
it
it
back
back.
up.
I brought it
Bring it
back.
back up.
It's the
Hey,
anniversary.
theme song.
Okay.
It's the
Hold on
anniversary.
a second.
We're back.
Hey, spoiler for the new Lincoln movie. He dies at the end. Fucker gets shot.
That is way different.
Spoiler alert.
Way different.
My vampires.
Spoiler alert. Clint Eastwood dies at the end of Invictus.
We're back.
Oh, what?
See, I didn't know that.
I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
fuck off.
I don't even think he's in it.
No, I don't know.
Sorry.
Who cares if he is?
Welcome.
Clint Eastwood cares.
No,
Welcome.
he doesn't remember.
Hitler dies at the end of Invictus.
Okay.
Hitler is born at the beginning of Invictus,
But it's such a long
but he
movie.
does die
It is
at the
of
end.
time.
Hitler dies at the end of J. Edgar.
Hitler
Oh,
is in Prometheus. They find him. They get him.
That's
It's
who it is.
Hitler's bones are the original hosts of the aliens.
Yeah.
Because they never discovered his body, and that's how it ties into Prometheus.
So Prometheus plot spoiler. He rides a Nazi craft to a foreign planet and finds this chamber, and he goes, "Oh, if I sit up on this big seat, no one will be able to get to me." And he sits down in it, and he goes, "Oh man, but if they see me laying here, they're gonna go, oh, kill Hitler. I better make myself look fucked up." So he dresses up like an elephant, and that's what they find in the beginning of Alien.
Yeah.
Sean, can you animate that right here?
No.
Yeah, that
No.
scene.
Just that scene,
Just
animated.
CG. Will you?
You
After
can
Effects.
Nomon. You could just do.
I
Just
think
do
I know
After
one.
Effects.
You can do like a
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
not gonna
CG
do that.
composition.
Hey, we don't
of this.
promote Nomon.
I only do the things you tell me
Nope.
to do when I'm not in the podcast.
Do we have a sponsor? Do we have a podcast
We're
sponsor?
totally
Sponsor
unsponsored.
sponsor this week, Mega64.com/store.
We're renegades.
We're
this week.
self-sponsored.
And
We are
Invictus on
renegades.
on
Oh, yeah,
Blu-ray.
Invictus is-
Invictus on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray.
Well, you can
and
get that in our
DVD.
online store
It's
now.
also on
You
digital
can.
download.
You can.
So
Get Invictus and a Horsegram beanie bundle. And also, we just put out. Remember, we just put up our campfire shirts are back on sale again.
Remember,
and
don't forget.
they're in nice soft shirt, but they're also in lady sizes now too. So be sure to pick those up.
Don't
And
forget.
version 2 and 3 are back in stock
You almost
on
said one.
DVD.
Don't forget.
I almost said one.
And you know what? And I updated the website and did that.
You
I
did
put,
one?
"Hey guys, version 1 and 2 are back in stock," and I got emails that were like,
Hey, you
"This
know
has
what?
been here."
I sold a lot of version 1s.
Oh, that's
Oh, mistakes
Oh.
that pay off,
Wow.
as my parents
Now we
once
know.
said.
His master
And-
You
plan.
should keep making mistakes like all through. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck,
Oh.
dude, logo shirts are back. I don't-
Soviet shirts are just back in stock.
Oh,
Actually, we don't.
whoops! They just oops.
Anyway,
There you go.
Anyway,
I apologize if I don't sound good. I'm
remember,
sick.
don't forget any of that important data Rocco spilled out.
Don't forget
Don't
that.
forget.
Don't
Remember
forget
it.
it.
This is podcast also brought to you by Pop Secret. Once you
Oh,
pop,
okay.
the secret's out.
You fun don't.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Wow.
That's another one.
Sean's gonna craft a new logo, Pop Secret. Once the secret's out, it's out. Shut your fucking mouth. And it's gonna have Orville Redenbacher with his finger over his mouth. with
With
a
his
gun.
middle finger over his mouth.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah,
And a speech bubble that says "Shut your fucking mouth."
that's
It says
where it
shit.
is, obviously.
Was Pop Secret
so-
and Orville Redenbacher? Those are
No,
two different.
yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, okay.
But
Yeah.
they've combined now.
They've
Yeah,
merged.
merger.
Merger
Once Orville died, his soul merged.
into Pop Secret.
Yeah, it was like End of
It's
Evangelion.
like a Sirius XM deal.
Yeah, but the
The
FTC
exact
didn't
same thing.
get involved in that.
Woo, woo.
Great news! I'm actually really excited. Speaking of the FTC,
Whoop,
I'm really
whoop.
That's right.
happy. I don't know if you guys heard the news. I'm just happy someone finally brought some of these people to justice and made them pay the price.
Yeah.
The folks that didn't like the Mass Effect 3 ending
Yeah.
just reported the company that made the game to the FTC and the Better Business Bureau because the ending was so bad. So there's
Well, good
What-
for them.
what-
So
Really
it's a good-
standing up
good,
to
good use
the
of
big
effort.
boys.
You know what they
Good
should
use
do
of
with
effort.
that time is make their own fucking game with the ending however they choose.
Yeah, no, but
That's a nice thing.
I just feel like complaining was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And they should
Yeah.
keep doing
They
it.
don't need
It's
to-
an ending to a video game.
You know what they should do?
Why would they want to make
You know
a
what they
game?
should do? Get girlfriends.
Why would they?
No,
Want,
that would dilute it. That would dilute the effort. No.
why would they want to make a game, like create something of their own, like get an immense sense of accomplishment out of something,
Well,
like
no.
creating a
They
game?
would
But
get
they could
that-
have got that from
yeah.
something they bought.
Yeah.
and if it was a good ending, they would have had that sense of
Yeah,
accomplishment.
that's
So-
so-
I would rather buy that than work.
I don't know if
legal
you're
action,
caught up
yeah.
to speed on the latest controversy. Mass Effect 3 just came out. I don't know
It's a
if
big
you've heard of
video
that
game.
No, never
It's
heard
the
of it.
end to the Mass Effect trilogy, and fans are upset because they don't like the ending. They feel like it doesn't have a sense of accomplishment,
Uh-huh.
and that it just doesn't live up to the Mass Effect experience.
So
that they've come
there's
to
a mass
expect.
protest of the ending that they should change the.
The
Well,
funny,
can
what
I
I find
ask
so
this?
funny
Oh,
is there's no sense
Please.
of accomplishment because they didn't accomplish anything. They played a video game for 70 hours.
Yeah.
Well, that's one side of it, but obviously we know the right side, which is they deserve it.
Yeah, I mean they're owed it. They got 2 in a row. Why?
I mean, they
where's the
paid
third?
$60, right? So
It is a lot. Video games are expensive.
They're
Yeah.
invested.
But what were you gonna say? The question you were gonna.
Oh, I was just
ask.
going to say, if kids were upset because the ending is bad, just wait for the rest of your life because everything ends badly. Nothing is good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
So,
and all
this
video
is
games
a
have a
preview.
sequel.
Storm clouds over here in
This
San
is
Diego.
just a preview to the rest of your life.
Wow.
Yeah.
All things
Wow.
end badly, including
Whoa,
life.
What happened
It's gonna
today?
go that
Life
Whoa.
culminates.
Not like shaving that beard
Life
off.
culminates in death. Is that a good ending?
I really
No. Death is the ultimate letdown. The letdown of the spirit. The letdown of a dream. All things end in misery. Quote, Dallas.
Quote.
So go ahead and put that on a shirt.
Yeah, the new Mega64 Dallas quoted T-shirts are
Yeah,
in stock.
the new
Yeah. They
Dallas
are in
coat.
stock.
Yeah, they're just me saying terrible.
This
things.
here.
Oh.
This is Dallas's true form.
Oh, Dallas is.
He has revealed his
Dallas
true
is
form.
revealed.
His
Yeah.
specter.
Yeah, that's not good.
There it is. No,
That is his spirit demon.
This is what I look like in the shower. Okay, everybody, thanks. Tip your waitresses.
He'll be here all week.
Someone in the chat actually, that is Whitney, so it's not really
Oh.
proper to. Say.
I
That's
actually
not
we
going
were
on,
we were
Joe.
at GDC last week and
I
I was
wish
in a
I
bar
was.
and I met this guy who came up and was very very proud of us for our Whitney cast.
Wow.
Oh, he
wow.
liked it.
Yeah, and he talked to me at length about how completely inappropriate it was. And he actually has a podcast himself
Wow.
where he wanted to talk about Whitney Houston, but his bosses would not let him because
Really?
they thought it was just too unprofessional and too immature of a topic to cover.
This is in
Yeah, we
GDC?
dedicated a full hour to making fun of this woman's death.
I was.
And he
trying to
commended
raise-
us, and I just want to pass that along to all you guys.
I was
There it
trying
is.
to. I was trying to raise WASP awareness. I wasn't trying to make fun of it.
Yeah, there was no
Yeah,
jokes.
you, do
I
you
didn't
know
tell
about
any
that?
jokes.
You know the whole thing?
What?
With
No,
that?
she died.
That, yeah,
Whitney
they're,
Houston?
they're not
Yeah.
even talking
Yeah,
about
Whitney-
drugs anymore.
Whitney passed
It's purely just like it could have been solely wasps. Like she got stung by a shitload of
You
wasps.
know, I saw your guys' Whitney cast.
You did.
I did because I figured something out, which is kind of weird. But because not to be rude or anything, but I wasn't. I had an iPod that didn't play video for a while because my good iPod broke, and so I couldn't watch your podcast because it's video. And it
Right.
doesn't load up. So for a while, but this is a really long and interesting story. But I finally was able to watch it lately. And when I play NCAA football, which is one of 3 video games I play, if I play NCAA football and I listen to you guys while I'm doing it, I play better.
Oh, wow.
That's not even. that's not
You
even
heard it
no.
here first.
It's the weirdest thing about.
That
If I
fact
don't,
is
if I
on
don't
tape.
Plays
play,
better.
and if I don't
Oh, yeah.
listen to you while I'm playing, I play worse. Every
We are
time.
actual We are such video game
You know what it is?
luminaries
Yeah.
in this
High five.
industry
We
that we
five.
actually
High fives.
inspire
We-
better
Well,
gameplay
you
in
just-
our
We
fans.
stimulate your mind.
Dallas being our number
Your
one
mind
fan.
is being
Dude,
stimulated.
hey.
Things are firing
So
off.
while
this.
I was beating the crap out of Indiana, I was listening to your Whitney cast, and I was
There you
laughing
go.
a lot. I thought it was very funny.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Cool.
Because you know what? Because she's dead, and who cares?
Yeah, but
This is what I said.
But no one knows
You know
about the
what?
wasp thing.
That
That's
guy-
what's-
Wasp thing
that's
is
fucked
weird.
up.
This is what I
That's
said in
weird.
response to Whitney Houston making fun of her death being inappropriate. Everybody in America shit on this woman for her entire
shit-
career.
they shit in her
Nobody bought
mouth.
her. Nobody bought her CDs. Everybody talked about her personal life and her drug
Yeah.
problems until the moment she died, and suddenly she's a saint. I say,
Oh, and now like
that.
4 of her records are on the Billboard top one, like I think top 10
Yeah.
or some bullshit. It's like, oh, because she died.
Here's the
Now you
Mega
wanna listen to
64
her?
gimmick. I'm gonna let you in on a little trade secret. When somebody dies, we just take the general opinion of that person and perpetuate it, even past their death. And we're the only ones who do that. Thank you very much.
Only
We're the
one
only
city
honest news source out there.
Yeah.
Although,
Fair and balanced.
although I will say, I'm still bummed. I genuinely think we had a genuinely, I feel, touching video to Michael Jackson that was going to come out that never did. I actually
Okay.
feel like that
Oh,
would
yeah.
have been poignant.
That was good.
Yeah, that would
You know
have
what,
been.
though,
And
guys?
it-
Like,
and it
can we
didn't happen.
not talk about Michael Jackson?
No, we had a
It's
great-
little tender.
We had a
great
video.
idea
You
for
would
Michael
like
Jackson
it.
I'm
video.
just kidding.
This, what happened that we didn't?
Here's what-
didn't-
here's what we
the
found out.
company behind it
Said no.
chickened out.
Yeah.
It's
Michael
inappropriate.
Jackson, they had a 3D photograph of his like arcade. So after he died, you could take like a 3D panoramic
Yeah,
tour.
virtual tour of the whole
Inside
thing.
his
Of-
home
of-
arcade.
Yeah, of his arcade. So we were gonna film a video that took place in the arcade, and using our advanced movie technology,
Yeah, you could have every angle, every
we were
We have a
gonna do some
360
Avatar shit and actually put ourselves in the 3D environment, and make a little
That's
Michael
kinda
Jackson
rad.
video.
I'm bummed that you didn't
We
do
were
that.
gonna
But-
use green screen effects, our arcade cabinets, and superimpose them into his arcade backdrop.
We've
Did
kind
anyone
of
check
talked
Michael
about
Jackson's doctor's office for wasps?
Oh,
Holy shit!
Yeah, I
Now
don't know.
we're
About
thinking.
See, that was a
Holy
while
shit.
ago,
This
though. I don't
is-
know.
I know.
Holy
Like, I
shit.
don't think
Hey,
anyone checked Whitney's
you know
cup
what?
for wasps.
I
don't
looked
think
back.
they checked
I looked at the
doctor's
hotel records. There were wasps in there with Heath.
Oh,
Check the records,
no,
and
if
you'll
you check-
see.
They never even
If
confirmed.
you check those hotel records, you'll see in the room next to him, checked in, was wasps. They were
Holy
all-
shit!
They wrote
The
it down
fucking
with their
the
stingers.
fucking wasp conspiracy
God.
is being
Yeah.
unraveled right before your eyes.
this world is a
Bottom-
scary place, guys.
Listen,
That's right.
bottom line is,
No.
sick of these fucking bugs. Call your local exterminator and tell them do a better job because this is bullshit.
Hey, did you
This
hear?
is like a prequel to Starship Troopers.
yeah,
Yeah, but they're small.
Except it's real life, and that's fucking scary.
Yeah, and it's
I'm
real.
gonna invest in like some sort of beekeeper's hood to travel to and from work.
I'm just I'm sick,
because
I'm sick of it.
something's gotta shift. We can't keep doing this.
I'm just done with bugs in general. Kill them all and
Like
let's.
God sort them out.
No, not even. Let's not get
Send 'em all
cliche.
to hell.
We'll run the ecosystem ourselves. Fucking stupid bugs. We got it.
we don't need you,
Be gone.
bugs.
Yeah.
Hey, take a page out of the bees book and buzz off.
Yeah.
Did you hear that they figured out what was killing the bees?
What? Cell phones?
It's gonna blow your minds. Ready?
It's a
oh,
pesticide.
pesticide. Okay, go fucking
It's a
figure.
nicotine. It's a nicotine.
Surprise!
Wasn't that?
nicotine-based
Shouldn't that have been
pesticide.
guess number
What
one?
number one? I know.
No,
I mean, they're getting,
Not when the company
maybe
who
it's
makes-
just all the cell phones, or maybe it's Wi-Fi killing the
it
bees.
could be BB guns.
Oh shit!
Damn,
Oh.
thank
Well,
you.
here's
Wow.
the thing.
Thank you. Tip your
Whoa.
waitresses.
It could be,
Or the legend-
it could be wife beaters.
I don't know why
or the
pest-
legendary knight, or the
Guys.
legendary knight from Camelot, B. Arthur.
Let's not make all these jokes. Why are the pesticide companies focusing on killing the bees instead of killing the wasps?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
That-
you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what he's
That's what
saying.
I'm saying.
Everybody, write your local
Mega64
exterminator
News,
asking that question.
fair and
And tell them to do a
balanced.
better job. Just don't even hire exterminators
The
anymore.
only
Take it
Mega
into your own
64
hands.
News channel out there where most Mega 64 members get their news.
Can you believe
You
we
heard it
only
here
have an
first.
hour to do the podcast? I wish it was longer.
We have so much information to spew
Yeah.
out.
There's too much to cover. I don't think it's necessarily
I have
possible.
a whole dissertation planned. I'm not going to get to it.
Yeah.
What's
well,
a dissertation?
Great.
It's like
It's like a wasp.
It's like a seminar
Handbook.
that I would give, but I'm angry at the audience.
Hell yeah! Sounds...
I have like aggression towards them.
A
Yeah, I don't
dissertation
think
is
I don't think
easier.
that's I don't think
Yeah.
that's correct at all.
No, that's what it
By
is.
the way.
I like we're asking Garrett about maybe what this
No, that's what
I
that's.
just
I,
wanna
have
know.
one planned, and you'll see.
I just
how
wanna
angry
know.
I get.
We do have a guest. His name is Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Have you been
Dallas-
working on anything lately?
Dallas.
No,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
not funny.
No, Dallas works. Obviously, you know him from past stuff. He's been on our podcast a bunch of
Past stuff.
times.
Go to my
version
website,
3,
Past stuff,
paststuff.com.
Dallas
version
past
3.
stuff.
Google
Bad,
search past stuff.
bad credit. Stomach Monkeys. The Dallas project.
Were you in any other bands?
I was in a lot of bands. Yeah.
Blink
What are some
Blink
other
Blink
ones?
182. What?
What was
I
the
wasn't
first?
in Blink-182.
What was the earliest band that somebody might be able to find information of you about on the internet?
Man. Well, see, I was before the internet.
Obviously.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm an
wow.
old man. The first band I was ever in was a band called the Mutant Turtles.
Where'd you get
And,
that idea
Oh.
from?
What? We got that idea from a show called the Teenage Mutant Ninja
I got that idea from a show
Oh.
called Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
You guys all about
And,
pizza and stuff?
We ate a shit ton of pizza.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, we were like 14, and it was just we were trying to be a mix between early NoFX and Minor Threat, and it didn't work. We played 3 shows, and then the drummer of the band told my mom to fuck off.
Oh.
And I wasn't allowed to hang out with him anymore, so the
He
band
got
broke
too
up.
big.
That guy sounds pretty
He got
hardcore.
too big.
He actually though he started a band called the Beautiful Mutants, which was like a big band in San Diego. Like started a whole like weird punk underground.
What a badass.
And then he
Sorry,
like
who?
moved to Seattle. His name was Kevin Laird. And then he moved to Seattle, and he like was a bigwig in the punk scene in Seattle. And then the last time I saw him was like 2 years ago at Horton Plaza, digging through a trash can, dressed up like a baron, like a flying ace baron.
Oh.
And I saw him across the way. I was like, Kevin! And he looked up, and he thought I was a security guard, and he ran. And then I chased him down, and we talked.
Oh.
Now,
Okay.
can I
Good to
ask
see
the
him.
question, why did he tell your mom to fuck off?
Because my mom told him to stop kicking a trash can.
Yeah. Was he the lead singer?
No, I was the singer. He was the
Was
drummer.
the drummer?
We used to.
Oh, he has
we
no
were
rights
like little
then.
punks before the internet existed. When everybody could just get on the internet and start spewing hate, there were those of us who would actually go out in public and spew the hate, and we would like break things at UTC and throw crap on the ice rink at UTC.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, wow.
God bless the internet.
Yeah, it's keeping a lot of kids out of trouble.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
anyway,
used to
that was
be
the first band I was in.
destructive
I was in a
little
band called Produce. I was in a band called the Graham Crackers,
Oh, man.
and then the Stone Monkeys, and then Bad Credit,
So are
and
the
the Cankles.
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 Check them out. They're
Cankles you
hot.
could actually
So-
find somewhere.
But now you're actually right now you've been doing some work. Well, we all have technically in some form,
How
but
old is Dallas?
but you've been
guess. Whoever guesses,
Gets nothing.
gets something.
Oh, okay.
something, not nothing.
Sorry, keep
We
going.
got 32.
Oh, first,
44. Hey, Eric, you're so lucky you're not here. Oh, you're so lucky,
I
Eric.
saw 44 and then I saw that was
420.
Eric.
420 years old.
You were also a
69.
theatrical.
No, I don't smoke weed. I'm not.
You've directed some theatrical. What was the last theatrical
Are
directorial?
you like stretching for a question?
is he
Yeah,
What are you doing, man?
trying to interview you.
Oh wow.
this is
He's a
dissertation.
he's a
There's
Stern fan.
dissertation.
Yes.
He's a student of
He
the
listens to a lot
Stern
of
School of
podcasts,
interview.
yeah, Howard Stern,
Yeah,
Joe
you know,
Rogan.
this
He
is
knows
a
how to interview
format.
guests. Get him
You kind of
comfortable.
interview like Howard Stern too, just like mumbling to yourself.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, look at you. Wow. Whoa.
I direct a lot of shows.
Yeah.
The last show I directed was for kids, so it doesn't
At the
matter.
Red Door.
No, we haven't done anything there for a while. But that John Wanzer directed that show. The last show we did at the Red Door Playhouse, I was in and John Wanzer directed.
Mhm.
Yeah, which was cool.
Start stage and screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and I've been working with these gentlemen, these fine gentlemen,
Yes.
with the for the Aquabat Super Show.
I got recognized
Did you?
by a
Kid.
kid
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
That
As-
is rad.
as the guy who was on the Aquabat Super Show.
That's awesome.
Wow.
He's like,
He was
"Weren't-
like, "Oh,
weren't
Handy
you-
Joe."
Yeah, weren't you in Handy Joe? I
Yeah,
was like,
we.
yeah.
That's funny.
I've been writing. If you watch Aquabat Super Show, which please watch it if you're not.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
fun
everyone out there,
show.
watch it. It's good stuff.
It's a weird
no,
show.
No wasps.
It doesn't like make.
Well,
any
everybody
sense,
out
which is
there,
great.
call
Yeah.
up your cable company, get the hub
Yeah.
actually on your cable
You know
box.
what? I was watching it today because I was out of town this weekend, but I came back and me and the kids watched it, and then, boom! Who wrote that episode that I just watched? One of 3. That was one of them.
That's right. The last episode that just aired yesterday is the episode that myself and Matt Gorney wrote along with Matt Chapman, who some of you know as Strong Bad from Homestar Runner.
Oh yeah.
The 3 of us wrote that episode, and most of the cartoons for this season, Matt and I wrote. To get Matt Gorney and I wrote, and then the commercials that these gentlemen have been making, I've had the opportunity to write some stuff for those commercials. It's been fun. The show's
Yeah.
fun. Saturdays, 8 a.m. on the hub. 11
Is there an
a.m.
Just watch it.
Eastern.
Is there an
11 a.m.
HD version of that
Watch
up,
it.
or is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
They can't afford.
Because that's the one thing is like these episodes are shot, and of course the first time I was on set,
Yeah.
I'm analyzing all the cameras they have,
Oh,
like
yeah,
how are
of
they
course.
shooting this, whatever,
Yeah, I gotta know.
and they're using like, and you know I don't know, I'm not gonna spill all this whatever, but they're using like modified 5Ds and this camera and that camera and fancy stuff and. And I want to see it in uncompressed
Well, when we
HD, so
watched
there
it
better be a Blu-ray.
The first
of this.
time we watched it with Christian and,
Yeah.
and Dallas.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
watched
And
the
it was
editing.
you know
It's
in
in
HD, and it was
yeah.
amazing. It's like I want this to be seen like this.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks good on
Oh, of course
TV,
it
but I
does.
want uncompressed, baby. So
we're nerds. when it
Somebody
comes to that.
said
So-
the hub is in HD.
Oh,
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
cool.
So it was in
Um,
HD.
Yeah, so
The
it's
whole
in
time.
HD somewhere. You can also get it on iTunes. Some people are like, I can't get the hub. You can download it on iTunes, and you
Yeah.
can go to the and hubworld.com is their
Yeah.
website, and they put up like episodes sparsely. But by the end of the season, I think all the episodes will be available.
Well, I think there's full episodes now, aren't there?
There is,
The
but
first one.
they were saying they're going to put the first one up for like a month and then
Oh.
start putting up the other ones.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
how it's going to
Oh.
work exactly. That's not my.
But
end.
iTunes
They
is
just
the
wanna
way to
trickle
go. I
them
think. I want to show my
And iTunes,
parents
you
some
can get
of
it in
them.
HD, I think too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
believe
yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
How much is it on iTunes? Do you know?
I think it's like $2.99 episode, $3.99 episode. You can
Not
buy it-
even cheaper than a sandwich from Subway.
I think the season pass is like $11.
Oh,
$11
$11.
for all the
Wow.
episodes.
Yeah, it's all the
Cheaper
episodes.
than
Yeah,
a
it's
pizza
really cheap.
from Papa John's.
It's cool, man.
And
It's
you
it's
get
a
it on
fun
all
show.
your devices. You can
No,
watch it.
You know what though? Like the Emma and Beckett, like they fucking love.
The
They
Emma and
love it. They won't let me like because you know our DVR erases stuff, and then I have to save all those. To be honest, like
Is it
not-
because you're on it?
No, I told you when we were watching it. Like Beckett was super into the episode until Hanging Joe come on, and then he thought it was like my YouTube video that he'd seen 1,000 times. And I went to eat a snack, and Emma was like, "Beckett, you're missing Sean on TV." He's like, "But he's always on TV." That was his
Oh.
logic.
Oh.
There's a cool. There's a kid that her mom posted this video today about her 3-year-old reenacting Eagle Claw, the Eagle Claw episode.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like really cool to have him like like the kid like saying stuff and like who like Eagle Bones was his favorite Aquabat. And it's just some kid, just some random kid, which is cool. Like you guys get that all the time because people are like, we love Mega64, but nobody ever comes up and says we love Bad Credit. So I have to latch on. I have
No.
to latch on to the Aquabat Super Show.
No,
And
it's incredible though because I think I might have mentioned this to the other guys the other day, but I went to a family. I went to someone's birthday at Black Angus, and a kid at a booth was singing Burger Rain, and I was
Really?
like, "That's really cool."
Really?
Yeah,
was like,
Burger
oh,
Rain
That
part
got
of
stuck in my
is
head
a
for a long
smash hit.
time.
That is a Matt Gorney song, by the way.
Is there
Yeah.
maybe any talk of a soundtrack for the show?
There will be a soundtrack for the show.
I
don't
imagine
know.
because I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when or what. I mean, we're still finishing episodes,
Right.
so everything because it's a real small production, and so everything's kind of.
Because I really like the song about being brothers. From,
Oh, yeah.
from yesterday's episode.
Yeah.
BRO, another Matt Gorney song.
BRO.
We
yeah.
wrote that song. We wrote BRO as the inspiration was if you've ever seen Rocky IV.
I have.
When Sylvester when Clubber spoiler, not
Oh,
Clubber,
shit.
spoiler, when
Hitler
Apollo
dies.
dies in
Yeah.
Rocky IV, Rocky gets upset and he has to go for a drive, and there's this song. It's like and
Yeah.
he slams the door and he gets
Wow.
in and he starts like driving, and the song like gets really heightened. It's all like butt rock, and
Yeah.
that
Butt
was our
rock?
inspiration. And then like butt rock.
It's like those '80s
That's what I thought.
like little
Yeah.
boy rock.
That was our inspiration. And then the inspiration for Lou Diamond Phillips was on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is awesome.
And I wrote his character to be. I wrote that character to be like Lou Diamond Phillips in the Young Guns series.
That is
Yeah.
And then they
That's
got,
what
and
I
then
was
they got
thinking
him
of.
to come in and play it, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like it was, and he's really nice, like
Is he?
it's like awkwardly nice.
Wow.
Because I'm like, "That's Chavez Chavez." Like I
Yeah.
can't talk to you, and he's like, "Hey, you ever had corn nuts?" Like he literally talked to me about corn nuts, and I was like, "I don't know, I can't." I gotta-
like corn nuts.
He likes corn nuts, and then he retweeted me
I
yesterday,
gotta get
which
some
was
corn
amazing.
Wow.
He did?
He did. I got a retweet from LDP.
That's fucking cool.
That is-
It's weird
cool.
because I don't think any of us have ever met him. Us four, I'm going to assume.
Oh,
No.
me and him were really close.
But-
well, you're best friends with Bruce Willis.
but-
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
true.
we
No,
don't
no,
know
but
who
it's
you met.
Well, he's basically Lorenzo Lamas when he
I
goes
am.
through a door.
That's true.
Yeah.
But it's weird though because we can't escape him because like indirectly we were around him in the show. We weren't face to face with him, but there were times when we've been in the studio that I guess he was there.
Oh, really?
Or whatever. Yeah.
I didn't know
And but when we were doing our Nomon No One commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there were parts closed off. Yeah, Lou Dem and Phillips is filming something over there. Like this is multiple situations now where
We had
you're
the
in
same
his space.
thing with Deadmau5. We like everywhere we go.
Yeah, there was a
Deadmau5 is
period.
there.
There was a period of 3 weeks where everywhere we went, we were in the same room as Deadmau5. It was like
I kept
why
filming. I
does
was
this
filming a
keep
video, and then this guy kept getting in my way, and I found out later it was Deadmau5. And then we see him
Yeah.
at the.
Sean's like trying to get around this guy for his personal channel video, and it's like, hey, that was Deadmau5. Oh,
That's a really weird.
Show some
guy.
respect.
Yeah.
show
Yeah, the
some
day we
damn
filmed
respect.
LDP was LDP.
Well, you know, you're.
He
you're
was
tight.
down with
he
LDP.
retweeted me,
You
so
talked
yeah.
to him about corn nuts, so you can pretty much tell me
You're
whatever you
down with
want now.
LDP. We know you.
He
it's fine.
the same day we had Weird Al was there,
Yeah.
and LDP showed up with like a limo and like a bunch of people,
Oh,
not like an
whoa.
entourage, but like
Really?
a
Really?
limo and like a security guard and like his kids were there to hang out.
That's cool.
But he wasn't like weird about it. That's just how he showed up. And
He
then
rolls
like
big.
Weird Al walked in just like by himself, just totally walked in, and I was standing there at the doorway. And I'm like a huge Weird Al fan. So it
course.
was like a weird moment
Yeah.
where he just walked in, and I was like, "Hey," and he's all, "Hey, how's it going?" I was like, "You're looking for someone much more important than me." And he's like, "Okay," and I'm like, "Hold on," like I didn't know what to say. Like a total idiot. But he was like crazy.
I didn't see him when he was at the studio.
Yeah, we just
the day-
missed him
Yeah,
that
we
day.
just
Oh,
missed him
really?
that day.
Yeah.
But it was weird because like a week before that, I saw him like in a parking lot, and I was like, "Oh, hey." And my first thing, I just didn't want to say something like, "Oh, I love Eat It,"
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah.
But he posts videos on his like personal YouTube channel that are really funny, and he has one that he's shredding papers in front of a whole crowd of people at his show instead
Well,
of playing a
it's a
song. It's
spoiler,
him.
yeah.
him
It's
anyway.
called Weird Al Shreds. It's him shredding a
Whatever.
piece of paper, and it pans out, and
But-
there's like 20,000 people.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
But anyway, so I told, hey, Weird Al Shreds is like my favorite YouTube video ever, and he was like, oh my, and he started cracking up, like, oh, okay, thank you, wow.
That's awesome.
Shook my hand. He was really, really
No,
nice guy.
he's a good guy. He's a good guy, and he'll be on the Aquabat Super Show.
Oh,
That airs on
I hope that, I don't know if they knew
I
that.
didn't know. Yeah, you're not
Oh, it's
Bob's.
fine. It's
People.
Hey,
people went on IMDb apparently, and there's like a whole list of everything that's happening.
Okay, because
So it's
on our
fine.
forums, there's a big discussion about the Aquabat Super Show, and
Oh yeah.
people were talking in there, and it's like, yeah, I really like it. It reminds me of this. Oh, it reminds me of Weird Al's show, this and that. Someone said that.
Yeah.
And I posted under it, Weird Al, huh? And yeah, it reminds me of his show. Oh, okay, stay tuned. And I didn't want to say anything,
Well,
but
I'll spill it now. Who gives a shit?
yeah, you just
Weird
hear it.
Al, Weird Al's on the show, and he's so funny in it that
Hey,
it's like it reminds me why I love him.
I
all
went
the
to
time.
get a costume piece for a commercial that I think it hasn't been shown yet, and I walk in and I just see that on the monitor is him dressed as he's dressed in the show, and it was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. I cannot fucking wait to see this.
Yeah, we were. I can't tell you. I won't tell you what he's doing in the show. But
Right.
Me and Matt Gorney were just sitting.
Song
there.
parodies.
He's doing song parodies. Yeah. He's doing Eat It, and he's doing Like a Surgeon. No, Gorney and I just sat there and watched him do the same line like over and over again, and like just him working through the line, like. And every time we had to be quiet because it's on set.
Right.
But then as soon as they called cut, like me, Christian, and Gorney would just start laughing like hysterically. Like it was a great moment. Anyway, you should all, everybody in the forums, go work in television. It's really fun.
Hey, check out Aquabat Super Show. It's on the Hub,
Hub
Channel 101 in San
And we don't,
Diego.
I know you guys have talked about it, so we don't.
If
have
they
to-
got
No,
a
I mean, like-
podcast, check that out too.
That's the cool thing about this, though, is like
Mega64
it's on TV every
Podcast.
week. Everyone can watch it, and it's like we've had a part in it. It's cool. It's a cool thing.
No, it's cool. I was really excited that you guys got to be
So are
part
we.
of it. It's really cool.
I really like. Nope, not done. I really like actually with Weird Al's. People made them Weird Al comparison.
Yeah.
The Weird Al show, I think was like 13 episodes when
Uh-huh.
he did it back on CBS or whatever, and that show is really interesting because it's 100% not really that entertaining when you watch it just normally without any context. It's just like, wow, this is kind of like not a great kids show. I don't know, like it's just a lot of like feel good messages.
Was
and
it a Saturday
the
morning?
the humor gets muddled with these messages of like, I don't know, it's just really
They tried to be too educational.
yeah, it's like, oh wow, something funny's going on, but don't forget to do your homework. What? And it's really bad, but with context,
You just
that's
give me
one
a
of the
review,
most.
yeah.
Yeah, but if you know the behind the scenes of that show,
Which
it's the
are?
most entertaining. It is him 100% him trying to make a fun kid show, and the network coming in every day giving him insane notes, and all of the like horrible messages in the show were him like sticking it back to the network. So like
Oh.
in the middle of a joke, it cuts to no, but seriously, do your homework. That was just him saying. At some point in this episode, they told me I have to tell them to do their homework. So you know what? I'm gonna ruin this joke and just do your homework in the middle of it, and it goes nowhere. And once you know that, it's actually like a really entertaining show. But like he would get notes like, "There's a shot of a kid drinking out of a drinking fountain. It looks like it goes up his nose. It's not. He's drinking. Well, kids are gonna start putting water up their nose.
Oh yeah, you get.
It was stuff like that.
Yeah,
It
you
was
get a lot
really
of weird notes.
Wow.
Man. Like you get a lot of crazy notes that. It's the hardest process of writing for a kid's show is getting notes from like the big bosses. There's a whole group called Standards and Practices.
Yeah.
That like basically they pick out every single thing that could be construed as
potentially
bad,
anything.
and like you have to fix it somehow. And it just sometimes it can totally ruin your day. But sometimes you get ideas like, okay, well I'm gonna mess with it. I'm gonna make it even like more ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes it works to your advantage, but like you obviously don't want to get because like. Parents get really mad, like especially with like the internet and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like you're just reachable like that. You know what I mean? So it's like we stay really. Aquabats especially want to stay like really away from all that because they're kind of like wholesome entertainment anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Us too. We get it.
Derek,
Yeah.
you're kind of look bored over there. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm,
David Allen Greer.
I'm
from
listening
Aquabats.
intently. Eyes on the chat.
But at least I was gonna say though, at least it is cable though. I imagine network TV would be way more treacherous with stuff.
Yeah, you got me.
Because then you have FCC.
Yeah, I don't know. People, it's just weird. It's a weird business, but it can be very fun, guys. You guys are like the
Living the
lucky
dream.
ones who
We're the lucky ones.
can do whatever you want.
Baby, I'm the lucky one.
And we did do whatever we want. This week we released a new video.
We already talked about Uncharted.
Right up there on that mic.
We already talked
Did
about.
we already talk about it?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked about
on
last
last
week, but it was
podcast.
just you
Oh,
and
did we?
Eric. But I don't know if they wanted to say anything. But
I don't know. This
It
was,
was,
this is a
it was,
longer cut.
it was
It was
fun.
a
It was
response
fun.
to it.
Yeah,
No,
we
we're
did.
not fucking talking about
No,
it.
I really like.
No, I just didn't want you to. I couldn't hear.
I
you.
love
don't
when
know if the
we
mic
film
right
at that particular place, and it's Garrett and I have developed a system where I will walk backwards and film, and Garrett will grab my shirt
Yeah.
or my hood and just pull me, and he'll dodge me through all the people, so I don't have to worry about anything but just getting the shot. And it's a really good system that we figured out.
Yeah,
So,
it works. It works well. We've
Really
done that
well.
on like multiple shoots where
Yeah.
we're in public.
Yeah, it works really well. So that's our secret. That's
yeah,
Sean and
it's a
Garrett
bummer.
technique.
It's a bummer because we were able to talk about it last week because it wouldn't go up until Tuesday.
Yeah.
But we're gonna release. We're filming this Sunday night. We're gonna release something tomorrow. But like, I guess we can't talk about it till
Well,
next week.
Why not? I mean,
Can we
these
tell
people,
them what
these
it's
people
gonna
guys,
be?
no, they'll still watch it, right?
Nah.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
But
Check out Uncharted if you haven't seen it. It's a longer cut. And was
no,
on
I mean I don't
GBC.
know. It's
What do you think? I mean, let them know and then. Or
Yeah,
wait
nobody's
for the
watched
surprise.
it. The people watching live right now
Let
haven't
them know
seen
what.
Yeah, but they'll
I
see
know.
it tomorrow.
All right, so watch tomorrow, guys.
No, they won't. Is it going up tomorrow?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, tune back in tomorrow. New video.
But
Check
if
it
you're
out.
watching this and it's Tuesday because the podcast just went up and you're not watching
No,
live,
you already saw the video.
You already saw the video
and you loved it. You
Right?
fucking
Let's
loved
talk.
it.
That's what we could do. Let's
You
talk
fucking
about.
loved it
Time
so
paradox.
much.
Okay,
You watched that video and you were like, okay. Oh, I love this shit.
everyone in the chat who saw it, just write in how much you loved it, and we'll read your messages
Wipe
of
the-
greatness here.
Glaze off your screen.
Just scrub it.
Scrub
Give
the
it a scrub.
love
Get an
off your
SOS pad.
keyboard and write us an email.
That's
Tell us.
That's sickening.
That's not good.
Tell us you're eating a donut while you're on internet. How
Oh,
do you watch videos?
Glaze.
Yeah.
What do you
Spit it
eat
out.
when you watch a video? Wipe the jism glaze off your screen. Tell us how much you loved the video.
Tell us
You
how
think,
much.
no, don't
What,
wipe it
what do
off?
we see?
Oh, yeah, you
what
can wipe
what
it
does the chat say? Do they love the video?
Email podcast at mega64.com with the subject "loved it"
Loved it.
and no
No body.
text needed. No body text.
But should they sign sincerely for who they are?
No.
Okay.
Like.
Because we have their return address.
Yeah.
The reaction to the Uncharted video seemed to be pretty good, and
Yeah. That's actually something we didn't talk about. Is the actual reaction
that's what I was
to it.
You got some pretty.
That's a
bitchy
discussion I was
keepsakes.
trying to lead us to.
Well, it was really good.
It was
We got some bitchin' keepsakes from that video.
What
Nathan
keepsakes?
Drake.
Oh.
Rocco was wearing authentic Nathan Drake
Oh yeah.
belt buckle.
Yeah.
And the ring.
Somehow Naughty Dog. That I didn't bring that up last week. Somehow Naughty Dog sells like every piece of Nathan Drake's clothes. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But that
For
really was
people
helpful.
like us.
But I have to say, regarding the feedback, I really think I got some of my favorite quotes ever. It was within like 5 minutes of video going up. It was on Kotaku, which was really really cool. But someone on there said Kotaku's comments were all weight comments, and I totally expected that. But one of them in particular was so awesome. It was, these guys, their videos would be so much better if I didn't puke every time I looked at that guy. Referring to me, and that was just so awesome to me.
Wow,
That,
didn't puke
that
if I
almost
didn't wanna
makes
puke
you
every
like a
time.
superhero. That's quite a power.
You have the
Yeah.
ability to
to
make
wield.
Power puke.
Yeah.
That's quite a power to wield.
But yeah, that was
That guy who
amazing.
wrote that's
That-
really funny.
That market, that flea market that we go to, we've been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Oh, yeah.
they're starting to notice
Yep.
that
Yeah.
we're filming all
They
these
saw
things
it.
there. I've heard of members of this group going to that market and being recognized by employees there. I've also heard rumors that the bigwigs who run that place have tried to contact us after seeing some of our smash hit internet videos.
Whoa.
So, taking over the world. Thanks to you guys, the soldiers. Keep spreading the video. No market is safe. Let them know.
It's what day?
It's Sunday currently.
Sunday.
It's Sunday. Let them know.
Day
Did we
after
film-
St. Patrick's Day.
There you go.
What did you do for St.
that was
Patrick's
cool.
Day? Did you get drunk?
No.
Did you drink?
You got green
Did you
beer
wear
in here?
green like me? I wore green yesterday.
Oh,
On
yeah.
purpose.
I wore
On
green,
purpose,
but-
though.
Garrett went out of his way to.
All right,
was
Garrett.
thinking
Yesterday,
Let's talk about
none
that.
of us really care about the holiday. Whatever. We don't like. I wore this. This is kind of green. Whatever. Garrett shows up in a brand new leprechaun green pressed silk shirt.
It wasn't silk, and it wasn't fucking leprechaun.
Oh yeah, it
You
was all
ironed
those
your shirt?
things.
No.
It was so.
Listen,
It was
Janet-
such a nice green shirt.
Janet got me. Remember how after we filmed where we were all wearing those nice shirts, and I said I really like this look. It looks
Yeah.
a lot better than I usually just wear a T-shirt, and I feel like I look shitty, sloppy.
Yeah.
So I went, remember, and I left, and I went to TJ Maxx,
Uh-huh.
or no, I went to Ross, and I got a shirt, that blue one. I've been wearing that blue one a lot.
Right.
You see me wear it.
Uh-huh.
I see it.
Janet got me a green shirt for Christmas, and I hadn't opened it yet. The blue one was dirty. I opened the shirt, I put it on. Me and Rocco were in the grocery store. I started seeing these girls walking around with like green beads and hats and all this party favor shit on. And I'm like, oh, today's St. Patrick's Day. Oh, that's funny. And then Rocco goes, yeah, that's why you wore the shirt, right? And I'm like, oh, fuck, no. No. And he's like, oh, everyone, when you got out of the car this morning, said like, oh, look, Garrett planned ahead. What a loser. These pricks have been busting
Whoa.
my balls for
Whoa.
2
I
years.
think it's cool
You
you
wore
follow
green
the-
on St. Patrick's
No, I
Day.
don't
There's
give a
nothing
shit.
wrong with
What's
that.
wrong with wearing green?
Why'd you wear a green
Yeah, I
shirt
wear
that
green.
day
You
and no
had
other
cuts.
day?
Here's the thing. You have this persona like you're anti-establishment, whatever.
Yes.
It's okay
I know.
to be mainstream.
You can wear
Okay.
green
And that's
on
the
the
You know
day.
what? It's not mainstream. It's a religious holiday, and it's
Yeah.
nice that you observe.
I'm
it.
not
Yeah.
Catholic.
Observed it.
I think it's cool you did that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you
a
know
bummer
what?
that you're not.
You know what? You should be Catholic.
Hey, Eric
Probably
in the
should be.
chat says,
I probably should.
Eric Madure says, yeah, man, you're super into it. That's cool. You love St. Patty's Day.
I almost punched Eric in the mouth.
Yeah, I saw.
So,
This guy is
What
the
a
biggest.
miss yesterday.
I don't like to call it St. Patty's Day. It's SPD to me.
SPD.
Garrett-
SPD emergency.
S-
I would
SPD
never
fan.
punch my friend. I love you so much, Eric. Come on.
I'm so happy Eric's not here right now.
Why?
Why?
Well, he's in
I
the
just-
chat.
I
He's with us
really-
in spirit.
He's
I
moving
just-
back to SD, man.
He can hear everything
Moving
you're
back
saying.
to SD,
coming
where does
back.
he live now?
He lives
In
in
Anaheim.
Eric
Anaheim.
says.
Oh,
Eric says,
Anaheim.
"Me too. I don't have to look at that hat."
Oh.
Gloves are coming off.
Yeah, here we
Okay,
go.
Eric _Brador.
Oh, a bit of a grammar.
Last time I was here in the studio, I kept giving Eric shit the whole time I was here, like trying to make it serious. Like, so at one point he finally had to ask himself, like, does Dallas really hate me? Like, I wanted to get that serious with it, but I couldn't because he's such a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
He
I
ruins
can talk-
everything.
and he's the only guy in this room that I can talk about baseball with. So, yeah.
Fuck you, Sean.
I invited Sean on my baseball podcast.
And I
He
said I
never
would
came.
do it.
Never came.
I said I would do it. I still will. Do you still have that podcast?
We're going to start it up again.
Well,
but
then
you're
fucking
not-
perfect.
You're off the list now.
God damn
Oh,
it.
Sorry.
off the list.
What about
Sorry.
Eric?
Eric is on the list.
What
On
the
the list.
fuck?
And right after
Oh.
Eric, Tony
You off the
Gwynn
hook.
Jr.
You on the
Shut
hook.
up. No, he's
Tony
on the
Gwynn
Dodgers.
Jr.
I heard. Is it true you got Tony Gwynn and his daughter to sing the song?
To sing the theme song.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
went
got
to a fucking
I laugh
baseball
about that
game.
every day.
It was at Qualcomm Stadium, and we went to a baseball game, and they said, and coming up during the 6th inning, we're going to have a special Tony Gwynn's daughter's new song featuring Tony Gwynn.
It sounded like the announcer didn't know what he was talking
It was
about.
it was a free CD. They would give you the CD. and
Yeah.
it was like 2 tracks, and one of them has Tony Gwynn singing backup on
Oh.
it. Like,
How do they make
what a
money
treat.
giving away
Hell
free
yeah.
CDs?
It was so fucking.
Because they had already spent so
Bad.
much trying to
It was
promote
so
it.
bad.
Hi, I paid to have
bad.
this CD made. Will you take it off of me for free?
Who's gonna listen?
No.
Every one of those.
Was
fans
Tony Gwynn
listened
good
to it.
though? Like a good singer?
Yeah.
That's
say-
dangerous
Let's
because
just say he was a better
fat ass.
baseball player.
if that song sucks, those CDs are coming at the field like
What
fucking
shot I gave
Yeah,
up on that
Cena's
basketball
fucking
game?
sacred weapon,
Exactly.
cutting off all the heads of those baseball players.
So don't listen to Tony Gwynn's daughter's single. Listen to Dallas's. Where
Listen-
can they find your sports podcast?
It's called The Kept Faith, but we won't have anything up for probably another couple weeks.
Okay, but
Did you
Sean
see
will
that
be
they-
on it. That'll be
I
cool.
will
Sean
be
will-
on it. I will not.
we want to get
Did
Sean
you
on
see
the
that they
podcast.
televised the first game like yesterday on the new channel? It was a spring training.
No, I didn't see
They
it.
did.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's the new? What's
It's
that
not Fox
new channel?
Sports.
Fox
West or
Sports,
something.
but I heard what happened was like Fox Sports, from what I've heard. Oh, sorry, look at Jack's face. It just like she checked the fuck out so hard. I'll be quick.
Sorry,
So apparently,
baseball.
like this new setup is gonna be really cool. Apparently, they have like 7 cameras, like a super slow mo. Like it's gonna be like really fucking cool looking. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's just better.
But
It's better
what channel is
if
that?
you're a
bro?
baseball
I
fan.
think it's third. Well, it's 1,030.
Oh, okay. So it's somewhere around.
Well,
It's-
HD
it's-
is the thousands. So
Yeah.
Well, if you're not a baseball fan, you don't care. And
You don't?
sorry, let's go back to talking about Mass Effect being such a downer.
I'm gonna protest if I don't like the way the season ends this year. I think I'm gonna report it to the FTC.
If the Padres don't win a championship, then
gonna
I'm
just
gonna
report it.
start a charity to pay for new Padres.
Really, why couldn't you? If you could do this for Mass Effect, though, seriously, if the sports season ends bad for the Padres, why couldn't I report them to the Better Business Bureau? I supported this team all season. I bought tickets and they didn't win. It's the same thing, right?
If they don't win, I'll raise awareness against Bruce Bochy or whoever is
Bruce
in charge.
Bochy.
Whoever's in charge, man.
No.
He's
But if- why
the
not?
manager of the
Stan
Giants.
Humphries.
Well,
Yeah, I'm raising awareness. Stan Humphries,
I'll let him know.
we're coming after
We have
you.
Buddy Black now.
Doug Flutie can
Listen,
come by. and
John Carney, if
take
you're
care of
watching,
Stan
coming
Humphries
for
is
you.
the manager of the Padres.
Yeah,
That's
isn't he?
funny.
That's
if
fine.
you know anything about San
What-
Diego, that's a funny joke, Derek made.
when I was in
Thank you.
when I was in Japan, I saw Bruce Bochy on the TV all the time.
What? Why?
Half the time, every time I kept walking, I would go to on the way to Pepper Lunch. There'd be a wall of monitors, and it would constantly be Bruce Bochy like chewing gum.
Why?
Yeah,
He,
advertised
he
the
did
gum.
something baseball related in Japan, and he was just on
He's like
the
a-
screen
Falls
all
asleep.
the time.
Huh.
I don't know. He ate a Pepper Lunch. Or something.
Bruce Bochy's famous for falling asleep in the Padres dugout. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, that I didn't give you
Do
anything.
you think it's silly? Do you
Give
think
me a
it's
medal.
silly that like the managers have to wear the get up, like the uniform? Because like when they're really old, they walk out and like it just looks dumb.
They didn't used
They
to.
look
Back
like good
in the
players.
old days, they could dress in suits if they wanted.
I feel like they should go back to
They
the
should do
suits.
that.
They changed some. It's some rule now that they.
I think the suits look
Same
better.
thing for football
Yeah.
coaches. There was the one dude who coached the Niners a few years ago that wore a suit, and they fined him every time he wore a suit.
They find him.
They had to find him until he started wearing his own stuff, and finally had to wear the stupid,
The,
the stupid sport jacket with
that
the
they-
horrible hats.
because they want to sell that shit, and so
What
they.
if you take your team's jersey and make a suit out of it? Loophole.
Whoa.
Oh man,
Someone could tailor like a custom
Suit.
netted
Out of
Yeah.
a baseball
Suit,
jersey.
custom netted suit.
That'd be rad.
We'll have North Turner do it.
North
We'll
Turner.
get on that.
North Turner.
She
I was-
sewed my old
I was
movies.
driving to the airport the other day, and someone like sped in front of me and then almost hit me and honked at me.
Oh.
I was just driving in a straight line,
It's pretty
and
sketchy.
but they had the biggest 49ers sticker on the back of their
So-
thing. And so I just started, oh, fuck you, how the Niners doing? And then I pulled up next to them at the stoplight and I rolled down my windows. How the Niners doing? Good season for the Niners? And they didn't even know how to, they were like,
Didn't know how to
"Oh,
take
it's
it."
okay, so don't
Don't look at him.
Then I
Rocco freaked out some Bay Area fans.
They did.
Were they
Niners
Trill or
the
what?
Niners did have a good season.
They
They
were
did.
not Trill.
They were
Believe
not
it or
Trill. That's
Trill? What's Trill?
It's
Uh,
true and real.
At the same time. It's
Trill.
If you don't know, now you know.
Now,
You
I
don't
just
know.
inducted you into
Or
the
you're not
Trill
Trill.
Illuminati.
Not Trill.
You're not
Sorry, I'm
Trill.
not Trill.
That's okay.
You don't
are
have a
now.
license to trill. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry. Am I gonna get fined?
Yeah.
Uh,
$1 trillion.
Trillion.
Yeah, just
Fine,
you know what?
trillion.
You got a
Fuck that.
kind of a trilogy here, so you're out of it.
Sorry.
What about me?
Yeah, no, fuck you.
Fuck.
Anyway,
Man.
Yeah, you need to trill out.
yeah, you need a
Go ahead.
you're like a
Go ahead.
Yep.
Michael Jackson Triller.
Okay.
You're like a glasses half trill kind of guy.
Take a trill pill.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Nah, that one's lame.
should take a
Trilly
trill.
Manilli. I'm reading the.
Ah,
It's
these
a
are all
trilling
stupid.
podcast.
Shut the
Let's
trill.
get on
We're the
with
professionals, thank you.
Yeah, erase all this from the chat, Ustream.
Sean,
Anyway.
when you see this, just
Are
take
they,
all that
are they
trill
listening?
talk.
Is Ustream listening?
I haven't
I'm
played
sure
a
they are.
fucking video game in like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
I
You
played
know-
Mario Party 9.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's the same game. I don't know. Hey, it's widescreen, so that's good. So
yeah, they
we're
got that
moving
going
on.
for them. Mario Party 8 came out on the Wii and was not widescreen.
Yeah, let me,
That's all. I
let
just
me
wanna
comment
applaud
that. In 2012, I just commented that a game, one of the features was that it's widescreen. So
Yeah.
just take that for what you
So
will.
might be
Was Mass Effect
trying-
widescreen?
Is Mass Effect
Well, that's what
3
people are
widescreen?
protesting. Is
Ah.
it shouldn't be widescreen.
The ending is
Yeah.
not.
Well,
It's
yeah,
pretty
the ending
rare.
was very not wide. I'll tell you that.
Have you guys seen any good movies lately?
Well, I was just gonna say regarding games. I just real quick.
Ozzy's been playing Wipeout in the back of every fucking vehicle on Earth.
Hey,
As loud as possible.
hey,
You know what?
Play it loud.
I have
you
been able to do that because the only game I've been playing is the debug screen on my Vita every time I try to use it.
know? Is that still not?
My Vita is like I guess I have to send it in under its warranty because every
Damn.
time I go to pick it up,
Yeah.
it's frozen. It won't turn on. I have to like hard reset it.
Yeah.
Then you get to this like
Gross.
blue debug screen. I reset the Vita system. It comes back and I can swipe and it'll fucking freeze again.
That's why I like Nintendo.
I have to do. I've been playing 3DS because I can't use my Vita. I've been doing it like I don't know for 2 weeks now. I've been doing this.
That's really weird.
Every once in a while, I can get it to stay on, but then
But you should send it in though. I mean,
Something's-
when's that gonna go
yeah,
away?
I don't
You
know. I bought it off Amazon, so it should be pretty easy to.
Yeah,
send.
actually,
Yeah,
that should
do
be
it.
that should be totally easy.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've even heard of them. There's been instances where they, okay, we'll send you another one in the meantime
Oh,
and
that's
stuff. I've heard of that. I don't know if they'll do that. But anyway, yeah. But speaking of Vita, I beat Uncharted today, the Uncharted Golden Abyss on the Vita because
Did
I
you
wasn't
like
feeling
it?
too good. I stayed in bed, played that. Really, really, really good for a portable game. I mean, like it was a really, really, a lot of fun if you like Uncharted. You'll like that, and story was actually pretty good for a portable game. Really, really well done. I have to say though, one poor choice made in the game is that the last battle in it is a fight. It's a fight between you and someone, whatever.
Fist fight.
Yeah, but it is entirely touch screen controlled,
Oh, fuck
and that was a very poor choice.
Fuck that.
Especially when it gets to a point where any move is instant. Like if you don't do it right, you're dead.
Oh,
Fucking bitch. shit.
Okay, so I'm like 7 minutes into this thing, and then it doesn't read that I went left.
oh.
I did go left. Do I do that again? I don't know. Do it. It just turned into this like, well, I'm at the end. Maybe I should just not play it anymore.
That's why
but-
I use a 3DS.
But I felt like I was losing, not based on like me screwing it up. It was entirely like, oh no, I swiped it left. I don't know. It didn't read it. Okay. Oh, I'm back at the edge of the cliff again. Okay, all right. That was a bad choice. But other than that, the game was good. I started playing Journey, and I didn't know what to make of that at first, but I'm starting to get into a groove with it, and it's pretty neat.
That game company.
But it's hard to review
Still
that.
do.
It's real abstract. What?
How do you feel about the new Yakuza?
I haven't played it yet.
Oh.
I ordered it because it already went on sale on Amazon.
Yeah, it's only 44 now.
Yeah, so
Shit.
I ordered it. I haven't played it. I don't know if I'm getting Raccoon City or what. I haven't. I haven't even thought about it.
Is that
Oh, I am.
team-based multiplayer
Yeah.
game? That
Yeah.
looks so fucking
It
cool.
looks
Yeah, it
too
does.
What are you
nice.
getting it on?
PS3.
All right, me too.
Dude.
I'll get
Let's,
it on
let's
PS3.
team up.
Yeah, hell yeah. I got a bunch of guys. Dino at work, he's in. Steven.
Get Raccoon
How
City.
many
We'll
people
throw
can you
down.
play once?
4.
Can you
1,
play
2, 3,
as?
Dino's 4.
Can you be like? Is it only mercenary human players? You can't be zombies or anything, can you?
I don't think so. I know, but you can be like different teams of,
It's team
There's, like,
versus team
CCS.
with like computer-controlled zombies on the
and
on the
other
thing.
VOWs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking rad.
And
Looks
then
cool.
there's also
Yeah, I
some
hope that
other,
turns
like,
out good because I mean I was excited when I saw it.
There's
I just
also
haven't thought about it.
some pretty cool like scenario-based multiplayer stuff. Like they have their version of King of the Hill. It's called like Nemesis mode. I think it's some DLC
Yeah,
that's coming. And the point to hold is actually like a computer station where you can go control a Nemesis on your team. And then that's the control point. You want to hold that position so you can keep utilizing the Nemesis. If he gets killed, then the other team can bring him up.
Oh, that's cool.
Should be awesome.
That's gonna lead to a lot of fucking one-sided battles.
Yeah. I don't know how canon the story's gonna be, but it's set in like probably the best time period of the Resident Evil timeline.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
So I'll check that out. But what also comes out the same day, I was just telling Garrett, is Ninja Gaiden 3 is coming out. But this is the first one without the original dude, the original creator, and I'm a little bit skeptical of
It's
that.
getting without Iagaki. It's getting some. Weird
It just looks a lot like Devil May Cry. I feel like it's just hacking stuff up, and that's not really. I said this to Garrett before. Devil May Cry games are here's a lot of enemies for you to act upon. They're just stupid, but you could just hack them all up, and do all kinds of crazy moves. Whereas Ninja Gaiden is enemies that react to you, or rather, they're really intelligent, and you have to think around what they do, rather than you just laying waste to them.
I think that's why I've never been good at that franchise.
Yeah, no, I'm not good at it either.
I
but I
get
like
slaughtered.
that though.
Yeah.
It's different, But 3, it's kind of like big cutscene looking attacks, and everyone's kind of like, how's that gonna go? But not only that, and I don't remember if I mentioned this before or not, but I need to know their angle with this game because they've shown preview footage of it and stuff like that. And you've got these scenes where now it's like there's times where like you'll kill a guy and he'll have a minute to talk to you before you kill him. Like he'll take off his mask. No, don't do this. I have a family. I've got kids at home, and I'm just trying to provide for them. Don't kill me, and whatever. And you would think that would be the moment where it would let you decide whether or not.
Yeah.
But it's like he says all that. All right, press A to behead him. And
Oh,
I
does
don't
it give you
really
a choice?
get.
Shut the
That-
fuck up.
No, and
Why develop
that's
that?
like gross to me.
Why develop that
Exactly.
whole scene?
Rad.
and I'm waiting to see. Like they said, oh, there's a reason we're doing that. Well,
No
okay.
bullshit.
Well, I'll be waiting for that reason, but I just don't get the point of hearing this guy's backstory for 2 minutes. Kill him. All right. But that's all that was in the trailer, so that was kind of weird. I'm sure there's some reason for them doing that, but anyway, so I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. But anyway, I'll probably check out Raccoon City. Did you hear the rumor? Dude, Shenmue HD rumor.
Really?
Shenmue in HD. The game
Wow.
you love to hate.
I love Shenmue. I was
Yeah.
just thinking about that the other day.
I'm down to play that again.
But are they going to release the full story? Because it's just the first 2 games and
It won't.
nothing else.
I think it is just 1 and 2. I know it's like give us the. Well, of course we
The
can't. We
second
kind
one,
of answered that.
it
though.
ends on a to be continued,
Luckily,
right?
we know how it
we
ends.
answered the ending though.
Yeah.
So here's what you do is when HD versions come out, play Shenmue 1, play Shenmue 2, and then play our video.
In
How
HD.
Shenmue was
In
meant to
HD.
end. Yeah.
It's not a remake. It was originally made in
Yeah.
HD.
Have you heard what the ending of Shenmue was supposed to be?
No.
Oh, it's good.
Okay, well, the main
Strap
character,
in.
farts himself into space to
the moon.
have a final battle on the moon.
Is that real?
0G.
It's
Well,
zero
okay,
gravity.
yeah. Well,
It's the creator of the game said it himself.
It's on tape.
Wow.
So don't question
Recorded.
us about it. It's on
I'm
tape.
not, I just wanted to make sure
Okay.
for the
Just making
everybody's-
sure it's kind of
It's like a
weird.
Will
Will
you
you
circle-
watch this
ambiguous
podcast when you
thing.
play your NCAA game this week?
That's
or...
a good question.
No.
Because you're on it. You already heard it.
Yeah, I don't think I will.
So you're not going to do that good this week. That's
I
fine.
feel weird listening
Uh,
to podcasts.
I've
Super
never
shitty.
listened to a podcast ever.
Yeah, I probably play pretty badly.
I'll listen to him like if I'm not like if I missed the one when you guys were in San Francisco. I want to listen to that one, but I haven't yet. But I feel like you said I should watch that one. 'cause-
You don't have to.
Well, you did such a good job editing it. I heard.
You
It
don't
was.
know?
I wanna
And
watch
speaking of that, you know what? Sean did a great job of editing the last podcast. He also, the Aquabats have been putting up these Q&A videos on Facebook, and Sean edited those too. He did a good job.
I did do that.
Yeah.
But
You
anyway,
did-
yeah.
you did it.
Watch those.
You should
watch those.
Go to Facebook
But,
and look for the Aquabat Super Show.
Check out Facebook in general. Just get an account.
Have you,
Yeah.
have you heard about this thing?
Social
You gotta-
networks
you gotta
like
check
Blu-ray.
that out.
It's getting pretty
If
big.
you guys haven't
You
been
put
on
out the
website.
Circuit City.
Facebook's like the new Google Plus. You should really check it
Yeah,
Go
it's
down
like a
to
better
Circuit
version.
City, pick up
Yeah.
your copy of the Social Network on Blu-ray disc.
Yeah.
Definition.
Speaking of movies, you were going
Get
to
it
mention
before you
before
quit.
we went into games some more. You mentioned
Oh
movies.
yeah,
stuff.
I checked out a couple movies
Should we
this
do
week.
Criterion Corner?
Yeah, let's do it.
Blockbuster.
Criterion Corner.
New segment, a Criterion
I'm
Corner.
Every time we go to GDC in San Francisco, we like to visit the local movie shop and pick up some films. And this year, we had a chance to check out some Japanese Criterion films. I saw a couple. I will talk about those now. I saw 3 films that I'd like to recommend to everybody out there. I hope Frank is watching because these are
Frank
going
is
better
jerking off
be.
right
these are
now.
going to be
He's
some
better be.
Asian films. I
Rebel
checked
in the
out a couple
Bronx.
movies. Hey, you want to see some good
Rush Hour.
movies?
Rush Hour 1.
Shanghai Noon.
Rush Hour
2. Shanghai Nights.
Shanghai Nights, best one of the series. Jackie Chan, Owen Wilson, unstoppable.
Royal Tenenbaums.
I saw 3 movies. One was called Tokyo Drifter,
Oh.
which was an
about
awesome
that.
movie about the Yakuza. It's a mafia movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's interesting.
I'm
And
down with that. I could watch that.
it was
Oh, I
rad.
would
Check it
watch
out.
that.
Check out Tokyo Drifter. The story jumps around a lot, but
It's a sequel to Tokyo Drift.
the movie was promoted on its use of stylized color, and it looks fucking awesome. There are some shots in there that are super cool, so check that out.
Is it older?
It came out in 1966.
Oh wow! Oh, I didn't know
Wow.
that.
Older.
I thought it was more recent.
I also got a movie called, I may pronounce this wrong, but it's called Koroneko, and it is a black and white Japanese movie about yokai. It is
That's
about,
what it's about.
it is
Wow.
about
Seems like
2
something Derek
ghosts who haunt a forest and feed on any wandering samurai who come through.
Now, when did this come out?
It came out in the same year, I think 1966.
Good year for movies.
It's
Real quick, is that Kuroneko? Is that Black Cat?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that is a spoiler.
This guy, I don't know if you know, he's fluent in Japanese. So
Fluent.
What movie
I
did
just
we
knew
watch
an
in San
animal and it's
Francisco that one
called.
time that was like it was Japanese, and it was like these like knights in the forest, and they're trying to trick people. Do you remember?
oh, that was Throne of Blood.
Blood.
That was an Akira Kurosawa movie.
Didn't
Take
finish
on
that.
Shakespeare's Hamlet. I
That's what
believe.
it was. That's what it was.
And the last movie that I watched this week, probably one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
Whoa.
A
Damn.
Japanese movie, 1966. I'm pretty sure. I think all these movies came out the same year. It's
Whoa.
called Fighting Elegy, and it is about a teenage boy who wants to be tough, so he joins the local gangs
Oh
in his
yeah,
school,
you told us about
Oh,
that.
dude.
and it is rad.
Karate Kid.
So check out Fighting Elegy. Check out Tokyo Drifter, sequel to Tokyo Drift. Check out Kuroneko.
I saw one to add one Japanese Criterion film to the list. I saw Last Temptation of Christ, starring famous Japanese actor Willem Dafoe, and
That's right.
directed by Sakaguchi. What's his name? What's his real name?
No.
Is it Martin
What's
Sakaguchi?
Martin Sakaguchi?
Martin
That's what it was.
Sakaguchi.
Oh, Scorsese. Not
Oh,
I
that's-
don't know why-
Scorsese.
Oh, it's not. That's an American film. I don't know why I thought that. Really weird thing. I had seen that before. Do you like that movie, or thumbs up or thumbs down?
What, Last Temptation
Have
of
you seen
Christ? I have. Actually, I talked about it yesterday.
Really?
Because we were watching Boondock Saints.
Oh, okay.
And William Dafoe. Or Willem Dafoe.
Willem
whatever.
He plays the same character.
He plays the same character.
Yeah.
Yes.
In both.
Does he really?
I actually, upon rewatching both those movies, Boondock Saints, it's kind of a terrible movie.
Boondock Saints isn't great.
If you
There's
watch
a
it,
great
Yeah.
documentary
it's-
about
yeah,
making
the,
it.
Yeah, see,
the
that I wanna
documentary
see.
is better than the
It
movie.
is. Oh, it totally is.
Yeah.
Overnight, I think it's called Overnight.
It's called
Yeah,
Overnight.
yeah.
Derek
Yeah.
turned me onto that.
That documentary is awesome. The movie is fun. Like, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's
it's
it
almost
was
like
a
a
good time.
Lethal Weapon or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fun movie. But we were talking about Last Temptation of Christ, and I after watching that recently, probably maybe 3 months ago, I saw it. It was all right. It's okay.
You know what's funny is I remember I first saw it when I worked at the video store, and I thought, and I heard all the controversy with it, and I'm like, well, let's see that. And I watched it, and I thought, I don't agree with any of that. I thought the message behind this movie was really interesting. The whole movie just really, and it really I walked away thinking like, wow, I really discovered something, like whatever. And yeah, you know what? I watched it, today. I was in bed and I watched it again, and I was kind of like, I still agree. I still agree with the whole controversy side of it, which was actually really funny. Opening up the DVD case, there's like a thing written about like film, someone who worked on the movie or something, talking about the film. There's like a card where they talk about how Martin had to work very hard to get this movie made, and the studio rejected it, and it was really interesting. And like talking about, he did this, and it was very effective, and I'm with it the whole time. And then the last paragraph was, many people fought the movie, but, what can you do with a movie such as this? Okay. And the last paragraph is like, of course, these detractors finally got their movie when The Passion of the Christ came out, and they represented the Jews as in league with Satan. This movie, Mel Gibson's film, will not stand the test of time as well as this did. It ended on it was like...
They're talking about a totally different movie.
I didn't sign up for this. I don't know what this
Was
is.
the text in all caps at the end?
It felt like it was getting bigger.
It was handwritten in Sharpie.
I was seriously like, who printed this in the DVD case? I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, it was just as a movie, just...
There aren't many
Wasn't really that
movies.
entertaining.
There aren't many American films, I think, that from like the mid '70s to like mid '80s that hold up that well. I don't think there's some, but there's
Return
not
of the Living
many.
Dead.
let me say...
I'm saying there's some that
Here's my segue here.
like things that were controversial and like weird then, like
Yeah,
are
or just
not
kinda weird now.
controversial anymore.
But I will say, movies that hold up from that time period, I'd say one of them is Empire Strikes Back. Check that out. But the reason why I bring that up...
Check it out.
The reason why I bring that up
I
is
love Star Tours.
I'm watching Last Temptation of Christ, and he's up on the mount. He's doing his Christ thing, talking to the people. Yo, check this out. This is what
Spitting
I
his
think.
game.
Spitting some game. And then this man in the crowd says, "Sit down. We don't want to hear any more of it."
Oh, dude, Indie Man popped up.
And he's saying, "What makes you different from any other prophet that walks up on this mount?" And he's yelling about this, and I'm like, this guy looks so familiar. Is this the guy who directed Empire Strikes Back? And I looked it up, and it was. I don't know why.
Oh, how do you
He's
know
an
you know
actor
It's Irving Kershner.
because I remember Irvin Kershner. It was him.
He also
And-
directed RoboCop 2, which I think is better than the original.
Yes, he's a good sequel director.
I agree with
But yeah, no, I recognize him just because I remember seeing. I didn't know what he looked like, and I remember there was a documentary on Empire Strikes Back, and I was really like, okay, let's see what this guy looks like. And they get to interview with him, and he's just this guy who had very simple ideas. And it was really funny because he'd talk about Star Wars, and George Lucas would talk about it, and it'd be way overcomplicated. Like, well, we got to think about this because if we ever make an episode 1, you're gonna have to see this.
Yeah.
And Irvin Kershner's interviews would just be like, I had Han Solo say, "I know." Because why do we need to say "I love you" too? We get it, and all these things that are like so simple that like made it good.
Does he really sound like
but he actually kind of talked like that,
Really?
and
It's Kermit the Frog.
so I no, it really
He
so
really is. He's very.
so that made me laugh. And anyway, he's a really good actor in the movie, and I was just like, what? And I looked him up. He's acted in like one other thing, and that was it.
Wow.
Anyway,
The
so
best film about Jesus is The Life of Brian.
Oh yeah.
That's the best film.
We
about
got into that
Jesus.
before.
No, I know, and I think there's a few people in this room who
I know.
had to apologize to me, but it's okay.
Not
we don't
me.
get into it. We don't get into it.
not me.
I haven't seen it.
Not right.
I haven't seen this movie.
Monty Python.
You'd like it.
Pretty genius.
You'd love it.
and
Sean, it'd be a good movie.
A lot of
for you to
kids
see.
these days. A lot of
For
kids
you
these
To
days.
see it, it'd be a good one.
My favorite movie about the life
You and
of
Jenny
Christ
should make a date out of it and go see it
is-
together.
Okay.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
My grandfather talked to me about my big fat Greek wedding today.
Yeah.
He told
Did
me
he love
there's-
it? Was it his favorite
said-
movie of all time?
He said he absolutely loves it and you should really see it. And he described a scene.
Did he say that you should get a
This
big
really
fat
happened.
Greek wife?
I swear to God, this really happened today. I went over to my grandparents' house for breakfast, and this really happened. He started telling me how good the movie was. Me and my brother-in-law Sean, and he told us, this man, he is vegetarian, and then the other
Oh.
family comes. And they say, here, have some of this. And he says, no, I'm vegetarian. And the old lady goes, he doesn't eat meat! That happened. That's verbatim. My grandfather yelled that out in
Wow.
the middle of breakfast.
Was that his favorite part of the movie?
That was his favorite part.
He loves
Of
it.
the movie.
I think my mom said that that she I think that might be her favorite movie. my mom is actually the one who turned me on to like sci-fi and
Yeah.
stuff. Like her favorite movies are like Planet of the Apes, all these old 60s sci-fi movies, and then she's like, I think when it's all said and done, that's my number one. I
Oh,
was like,
man.
well, that's really horrible.
That's a statement. All right.
To each their own. I feel like if you're a woman, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay,
My
It's
grandpa's
okay.
a man.
but it's disappointing when
Yeah,
it's
not his favorite
well,
movie though, is
It's
it?
a pretty manly man,
it's
too.
disappointing though when it's the same like woman who raised you and always said to you, "Hey, watch Alien."
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have never really talked about this, I don't think, on the podcast. And since you pretty much hate everything,
Yeah.
um,
I love everything.
honestly, what are your honest opinions about Star Wars? Not the new ones, not the ones that came out.
I think we have talked about this
Well,
early on.
not with me.
Derek.
What?
Do you guys
They're
like-
all awesome,
great?
and in my opinion, they're all awesome. And New Hope is my favorite.
Empire's my favorite, and I like all three.
And Jedi is mine, and I love all three.
Sean?
A New Hope was my favorite, and I watched it recently, and you know what? Still a classic, great movie, but I think it might be Empire now.
Really?
Maybe it's my taste have changed.
Whoa.
You know, with age, things change. That may be one of those things.
I think
What was the
I think
one-
Empire is the best made movie of the three,
For
but
me,
my personal
it's-
favorite.
I disagree.
is Jedi.
My opinion on it is the rant in Clerks to a T.
Yeah.
To me, Empire has the best story of the three, but the first one is the best.
The first one is the
Whole
whole
movie.
package. That was my
Yeah,
argument.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
like the whole
absolutely. The
thing.
second one's a sequel, but I just like
Now,
that
if
better.
given around the room, if given the option to watch the original trilogy in original format or special edition adaptation, what do you?
Why would anybody here say
Well,
that?
I'm just seeing maybe we find something interesting
It
out
makes
about
no,
one of us.
no
No.
difference to
I
me.
Yeah,
would-
that's how
it
you
makes
know.
no difference. See, I would much rather watch original release, theatrical release.
Attack of the Clones is my favorite, if you're asking.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I have nothing to say.
In the 3D version that's coming out.
Of
Oh,
course.
okay,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
And then when the 3D version
I-
comes out, like that'll be my favorite.
Did that do well? I never.
It did all right.
But they
like,
wanted-
It didn't. It was never number one.
no.
that
Which
hey,
is
It,
hey,
awesome.
it
that
did
is
all right.
awesome.
Yeah.
It made it was in the tens of millions.
Congratulations to all of you out there who decided I'm not going to support this shit anymore
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
didn't go see Phantom Menace in 3D. Good job.
Wait, did that
Joe.
come
We
out?
all raised
Yeah,
our
yeah,
hands
yeah.
and we-
Oh,
we-
February.
and we
Did it
stepped
flop?
fast.
Like,
That's what I was
congratulations.
gonna say, yeah, it just,
Do you
it
think
just
George
did okay.
Lucas is ready for like another fucking like, oh, we're gonna make another $100 million? Here we go, and he made nothing.
Yeah,
I had so
totally
many
think
friends
that.
try to guilt me into. Come on, let's
Yeah.
just go.
I
Like
was,
that happened to me.
I
and
was
you.
in multiple situations with Garrett with people going, and it was seriously
You're
this.
gonna go.
Hey, okay, honestly, you want to go to midnight tomorrow? Is that right?
It's like no.
Fuck no.
No.
Really? You don't want to?
I feel like I have.
I was around, and it was always to you.
Yeah.
I would dodge the bullet every time.
Even my dad was like, "Really? You're not? You love Star Wars?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm done supporting all this new bullshit."
Phantom Menace was a lame movie, and 3D is the worst format you could ever watch a movie in.
Yeah.
So why would you take the two worst things in cinema and then go support it? Like, if you supported it, if you went and saw it, like you're a part of the problem in
Yeah.
America. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
are
it.
part of
You're
the
part
issue.
of the problem.
Like you keep making George Lucas get chubbier and chubbier with your money, and then because he's so chubby and happy, he's like, well, I might as well make another movie because I'm so happy and chubby because all these kids put food in my mouth, and then he's gonna put out some other like Jar Jar's Revenge is gonna be the next movie, and he's gonna rape Natalie Portman, and all of you guys.
Well, that I'd watch.
Yeah, I might watch that.
Now we're getting nuts, George
That's true,
Lucas.
I
Now
might.
he's
I
losing.
I just
This-
named something I might
this
go
reminds
They
see.
get so good with CG now.
I also saw a movie last week called Class of 1984, and I bought this DVD because the back cover had no information on it. It only had a picture of a teacher pointing a gun at his classroom.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I would have bought that.
So I watched this movie, and it's basically about a teacher who goes to a school that is overrun by a gang that sells drugs all throughout the school, and he single-handedly takes them on.
Wow.
Whoa.
So that's Class of 1984. Check it out. I'm not saying it's the greatest movie ever. I'm not even saying it's very good. But it takes itself seriously, and it goes back and forth between being awesome and not being awesome. But
I've never seen that movie, but I have seen a movie called Class of Nukem High.
Oh,
It's-
I've seen
it's
that
similar.
movie. I've seen
Yeah.
that movie.
it's in the
Is
same
it
vein.
similar?
Yeah, it's like 80s, like kind of fucking cheap
Oh, awesome.
exploitation kind of movie. Check it out.
Good
Class of
film.
Do you have
1984.
any emails?
I was
So
gonna
you
say
guys-
real
oh,
quick
sorry.
about. I was just gonna say about Star Wars real quick.
Mhm.
It's really funny because this episode 1 thing kind of scraped by, and it didn't do bad for an old movie. You know, it made like 40 or 50
Are they
million
gonna
or
do
something.
the next one?
Well, yeah, they're gonna do one every year, and so that's what I'm really eager to see because episode 1 still has this aura around it of. As silly as it sounds, there's still this special aura around it because it was the first one after so many years. A lot of us remember seeing it in our formative years and this and that. But Attack of the Clones has no poignancy in any form.
Yeah.
And I'm so curious to see how that will do.
Worse.
Well,
Definitely.
it has to,
It has to
right?
be
Like
worse.
that's gonna I mean, who will go? Who will
And then
go?
for the third one, it's like at that point,
And
so many
even-
more people are.
But see,
I can't
even
remember
but
what
even
the
that
third one
movie,
I don't remember what it's
Yeah,
called.
I
What's
remember.
even the
Clone
third one,
Wars?
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
But even that one has the stigma of this was the last one. Even that, as small as that may be, it's that. But Attack of the Clones doesn't even have a note.
Yeah,
It doesn't even have an annotation below.
There's a potato in it.
a potato.
Yeah, like they hit a potato in the asteroids.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
What was the one where Yoda fought?
Yeah,
That was
Attack
that
of the
one.
Clones.
That was Attack of the
I guess
Clones.
that's
that
its
was a
footnote.
redeemable. Like
That's
even
the
though,
footnote.
yeah,
That
like
was
that
silly.
scene, it was silly, but you kind of just always wanted to see that, and
Yeah.
you got to see it.
Yeah.
It was, but I remember going to Phantom Menace. Like I didn't go to the midnight thing or anything, but like I remember going, and I was
Yeah.
totally stoked and really excited,
too.
and then like you sat through it and you left going like, well, and then
Yeah.
you kind of like after
You don't want to admit that it sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah, you kinda
you were
get-
riding so
like,
high on it.
at the end of Indiana Jones, the Crystal Skull, Indiana
Yeah.
Jones 4, Skull.
Yeah.
How the hell
Skull,
is it called?
skull,
Skull.
At the end of
girl.
Indiana
Skull.
Jones 4,
Skull.
like I saw it with two of my best friends who were all
Yeah.
like, for people who like Star Wars, that's how I am about Indiana Jones. Like
Oh,
it's that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
a thing for me. So like at the end of Crystal Skull, like we were just like we put our hands in our head, like it just we couldn't like it just didn't make sense. Like how they could just shit it so much, like just mess it up so badly that like really and like I wrote like a 7-page
Wow.
essay
Wow.
about how that movie got it wrong, and like I did a lot of research. You can
Every
see it-
scene sucked.
Can you read
You
that?
can see it on
anywhere?
my blog.
Oh
Seen
wow.
by-
You can
see
actually
some.
go to my blog, and it's a 3-part entry where the first part is me explaining why they made the movie. The second part is me going through the movie and telling you why it would have been better. There's an original script for that movie by Frank Darabont.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah, I
script
remember
is so infinitely better. And then the third part of it is telling you who's to blame for it
George
going
Lucas.
wrong. George Lucas is the biggest person to blame, but Spielberg and Harrison Ford are also to blame. And Karen Allen is probably the biggest flaw in that film. Anyway, sorry, we had to get off on a
I had heard.
I just enjoy talking about
I
how
never
much
read
it
it, but I had heard Frank Darabont's script actually wasn't that great from a lot of people. But you thought it was really good. I don't know.
Well, I think it wasn't flawless, but
Yeah,
the storyline
It's
in
better.
that one script was
but it was
so
Fountain
much
of
more
Youth,
believable.
right?
I feel
Fountain of
like-
Youth
Yeah,
stuff.
it was. Well, it was all kind of. It was always going to be like Fountain of Youth, the City of Gold, like
Okay, yeah.
Cibola kind of thing. But the problem is like like National Treasure, Book of Secrets.
Yeah.
Like that was a better Indiana Jones movie without Indiana Jones.
My dad loves those movies.
Those
I've
are
never
fun.
seen them.
Those
I've
are
seen
Indiana
it.
Jones movies.
Yeah, he
I
saw
got,
it.
just
my
now.
idea for Indiana Jones was fucking rejected. It takes place 20 years after the third one. Indiana Jones is a teacher. Sexual harassment lawsuit.
But isn't he
And he-
immortal?
He hides in a
2
tomb.
hours. She accuses him of sticking his whip
That's why George wanted to use that digital whip.
in the slit.
Okay.
And it's in Indiana Jones and the
The slit or the donut?
invader
Which
of the
one?
foreign slit.
Sorry, and I cut you off. You talk now.
Uh,
Earlier, you had. Your
Oh no
iPad
no!
out.
I
thought
just
you were
heard Frank
gonna do
Darabont's thing. Someone told me that it's funny because the way that Indiana Jones did turn out was very like not. So they kept it very like let's not be self-referential. There's one little thing,
Yeah.
but like it wasn't, and that's the way they wanted to do it. Well, whatever. But it's funny because I heard Frank Darabont's script was like really referential. Would you say that's true? I heard that from a lot of people.
Yeah,
it was like
I mean,
to the point that it was almost in the other direction where it was like, oh wow, there's a lot of
Too
little.
much fan service.
A lot of like, hey, remember this?
yeah, but you know what? To complain about that in
Oh,
a draft,
I think you could do it. Yeah, exactly.
like you know, that stuff can all get worked out during the film.
See,
Yeah.
That reminds me of the when the first Resident Evil movie was going to get made.
Oh, yeah.
The George Romero script leaked out on the internet, and that script was like super fan service. It was like characters from the games in canon, and they kind of went the other way with the first one. And I always, I'm always like curious
Yeah.
to see what could have been if like you went to the zombie guy to write the zombie script. Why didn't you end up using it?
Yeah.
Use someone else's.
That's why Mortal Kombat was the greatest movie.
That was.
Because
ever been made.
Ed Boon
Mortal
wrote the
Kombat
script,
was
right?
a rad movie.
Yeah, it was a
The
red.
second one.
Fucking
sucked.
Ed-
Johnny Cage versus Goro does the splits, punches him in the balls, just like the game.
Oh yeah.
Just like the game.
Just like
They nailed it.
That's why I also like Dragon Ball.
Are you a fan of Mortal Kombat, the movie?
No, I am a fan of the first movie.
What do you think of the second movie?
Nah, the second movie was just
Yeah,
Was
it
the
wasn't
second
good.
movie where Reptile was hiding in the statue?
That's the
That's
first
the first
movie.
movie.
Okay, I like
The second movie is the one where Johnny Cage gets killed off for the first 30
Yeah,
seconds
he
of
dies
the movie.
right
Oh.
away.
yeah. The first movie was awesome because it was really like it was kind of like watching what the game would be. It was just a lot
Yeah.
of fighting, like
Yeah.
so little story, which is like thank God.
And the
Like,
second
so
movie has
little
them like riding hamster balls through the center of the earth to travel to different continents. Yeah,
Which one's David Carradine in?
he's in the
First
first
one.
movie.
He
He
was
was
in the
riding.
first one?
Yeah, he was riding, but was he in the
Ray
second one
Ryden?
too?
I don't know.
I think he may have been,
Maybe.
but maybe not.
That was the one thing that they got exactly what you said though. That it was like watching the game. It was watching the game erupt onto the screen, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was how it should. That was one thing. I was like the only kid growing up that I was so into Power Rangers, but man, I did not like the movies. The movies there were two.
Yeah.
They would morph in the first 5 minutes, and then something happened. We lost our powers, and they would morph at the end. And it's like the show is such rampant. Like,
Yeah.
let's cut to this Japanese footage of them morphed and they're fighting a hot dog monster. Oh, that's over. Oh, now we're over here. It's different Japanese footage of them fighting a rapping pumpkin. Oh, now we're over here. You know, it was so like haphazard and stupid.
Yeah.
And then the movies were like, no, this is serious. We just lost our powers. What are we gonna do?
How are you gonna get Ivan Ooze?
We're gonna have to just split up and like kind of just think about this. And it's like, nah, good.
Yeah, nobody wants to just do the game.
Just erupt what that was onto the screen, and
Yeah,
we're
just-
good.
that's
When
why
it
you
comes
go.
to like properties like that, you know,
Me and
Was
Rocco, we're gonna write a real Power Rangers movie.
yeah, get ready for
We're gonna
that.
make it fucking good. Should we
What-
talk about our movie ideas, or should we save them till we pitch it to
Save
Spielberg?
it till it's on the
Did anyone,
Silver
red
screen.
carpet.
Alright.
did anyone see the Doom movie with The Rock?
Doom with
Yeah,
The
I
Rock?
did.
No.
Was
I saw
it-
that in theaters.
Was it in first person?
Oh, there is a like 7-minute part of that movie.
I heard
And
that,
hey,
yeah.
kudos that they did that.
I
'Cause
heard that that's something that happens towards the end. There's
you
like
know
a-
what? There are a lot of questionable things in that movie. I personally was the one guy in the movie theater laughing the whole time. There's a soldier that announces to everyone, "Hey, stop! I gotta take a shit." Hey, where's Edson going? He's taking a shit. 10 minutes of that movie are about this guy finding where he can shit. And what is it ending? He dies. He's on the way. I can't. Is there nowhere in here I can take a decent shit? And I'm laughing the whole time, and everyone else I'm with, this is really just fucking ruining Doom. This is just, guys, what are we doing? This is great. And anyway,
Just
lot of-
That
lot
sounds
of-
like the same review you gave of Punisher.
Does
too.
he get to
yeah.
take a shit?
Oh yeah. What?
Does he take a
As
shit?
soon as he sits down to do it, pants down. and then the other that's one of the best scenes. When the Rock finds the BFG in a
Yeah.
room,
Big fucking gun.
big fucking gun, and he takes it, and then it becomes it's like 7 minutes of and that sequence.
Is it all
Bravo.
CG?
What?
Is he shooting CG stuff?
No, there were actually some.
Dudes?
I think I remember some
He
practical effects in
actually
that.
shot real people.
They shot
real
real.
people.
They got real dead bodies
They're all
and shot
dead.
them.
I don't know, watch
It's like
that.
really
Me and Eric saw The
bad.
Rock make an appearance on WWE last week when we were in San
It wasn't
Francisco.
good.
And hey, we're huge Rock fans, but his time on the wrestling
Planet
circuit
Earth.
is done.
He's the Tooth Fairy now.
He does not have the charisma he once had. I'm sorry, but in my
I just
opinion,
watched I
The
watched
Rock is no longer the people's champion.
I just watched a documentary on wrestling about Shawn Michaels,
Yeah,
and it said he was the best wrestler of all time.
he might be.
Really? Because I don't really pay attention to wrestling. I did when I was younger, but I just didn't stay with it.
A lot of people will tell you that's their all-time favorite wrestler,
Shawn Michaels, really?
Shawn Michaels.
'Cause I
What's
remember
his
being-
character's name?
He was
Shawn Michaels,
Michaels.
Heartbreak
Always
Kid,
Shawn Michaels.
HBK. Shawn Michaels
Can't even
went
place him.
at the height of his popularity in the '90s. Was I think the first and maybe the only, maybe people have done it since then, to get the Grand Slam, win every championship, and hold it at once.
That's awesome.
But okay, here's the thing.
Oh,
Obviously-
here we go.
I
Sorry.
can't
We're like
Sure.
17 minutes over right now.
See, I
for
know
this.
what
Oh,
rated
really?
that makes
Obviously,
this as
obviously,
quick as possible.
wrestling
Oh,
is
sorry.
fake, and it doesn't matter how much of a fighter you are to win a championship. But what makes a wrestler good, in my opinion, and what I think how they decide who becomes the champion is who is the best showman, who can sell the fight the best, can get the crowd to invest the most emotion
Yeah.
into their character. And Shawn Michaels was just like the fucking showman of all showmen.
Really?
Like,
Because
He
I'm
was a
like,
showman.
I know who I know what Nikolai Volkov looks like. I know what the Iron Sheik looks like. I know who Andre the Giant is. But like, I can't place. You said Shawn Michaels.
yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I can't place him.
He came out in the 90s, and he was kind of, I'm going to say, he brought in this transition of people like that, big, muscular, like cartoony wrestlers.
Yeah.
He almost brought in this rock and roll grunge era. He had long hair. He was a
he have
slimmer
blonde hair?
dude. He had like brown hair. His name was HBK. He did sweet chin music. I mean, he just had this rock and roll
Did he
persona.
wear the briefs? Did he go briefs?
He may have it. At some points, he wore shorter pants.
That's a commitment to your character to do the briefs.
What does Eric say?
People are mad because you're not
Eric
talking-
says that Shawn Michaels ushered in the Attitude Era, which is arguably the greatest era in WWF history.
Oh.
Some
My favorite wrestler was the Undertaker, but that was like before he was like really famous.
I like Paul Bear.
Well, he's still wrestling, so.
Yeah,
No, I know. It's
Apparently-
not important.
Paul Bear is my favorite.
Okay.
It's not important. I really like Bobby the Brain. Like that was more my.
The best
was
wrestler
Bobby
of
the
all
Brain.
time?
Mean Gene,
Is the Hurricane.
Coco Beware,
Coco Beware.
Hacksaw Jim Dugan.
Rocco
Oh,
Beware.
actually,
I'm gonna have to.
Hurricane.
I'm gonna have to give it up to
Excellent.
Hornswoggle. Still the best.
No,
Dude, the Bushwhackers.
that's the reason.
The Bushwhackers, they used to do that shit.
No, Hornswoggle.
Papa Shango.
Papa
Was that-
Shango.
Papa Shango. See,
Papa
these are
Shango.
people I can envision.
Yeah, this is my. It's
I can
definitely my
see
era.
that.
Well,
of
Wrestling got a lot bigger after that.
Yeah.
You
we're
guys.
gonna
Gold Dust. That's a good one.
we're gonna wrap this up one last time. We want to urge everyone: mega64.com/store. Pick up any of the new, version 2 and 3 are back in stock.
And
Campfire shirts and one. Why not?
Why not?
The Campfire shirts are back in stock. Men and women both happy.
You know what? Buy version 1.
Yeah.
Start from there.
Start there.
Start there. See where the journey takes you.
Yeah, start there.
Hopefully
Be
do 2
smart.
and 3, and then
Yeah,
time
but
and nighttime.
email.
Oh, we didn't do any emails. Let's do like 20 minutes of emails and then cut it short.
I'm just gonna turn it off because I'm doing
Fifth-
shit.
Wait,
Well,
can I
we'll do
promote?
10.
Can I promote something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you gonna stop recording though?
Probably.
I'm not here.
Probably will. I'm gonna take a lead.
I'm gonna. Oh God, I look so.
When
fat.
was the last time I stopped the camera?
Hi, look how fat I am.
Why do you always stop on the camera?
Yeah, what's wrong with me?
You
Hey.
camera stopper.
I'm always
I'm gonna promote-
jipping our fans, shortchanging them on the content. That's my motif.
I'm gonna promote
MO.
something, and then you can stop
My
recording.
modus operandi.
Did you already stop recording?
No.
I don't trust you.
No, I'm
You're on Derek though. I can see where you're at.
I know you're on there.
Okay, but people are gonna think this is Derek stuff.
Okay, here, you say it, I'll mouth it.
Okay. You can follow me on Twitter at Dallas_MC. That's my Twitter handle. You can follow me there. You can go to my blog and see the Indiana Jones thing or several other things I've written. Thewholeofthemilk.tumblr.com, which is WHOLE, wholeofthemilk.tumblr.com. And I'm doing stand-up in San Diego if you're in San Diego at the Comedy Store in La Jolla, March 28th.
I don't have a Tumblr.
Check it out!
Should I, hey,
Check it
email
out.
question of the week. Should I get a Tumblr? What is Tumblr? I went on Twitter for the first time. I have 180 followers. Is that good?
That's good.
I think it's
Tumblr?
bad.
On Twitter.
On Twitter? Oh, you have 180 followers?
Yeah.
That's like average for.
I've never written a single tweet.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll say this about Twitter: it's kind of fun. Twitter's kind of fun. I got a retweet from Lou Diamond Phillips. That was like the highlight of my life.
I don't do hashtags.
No, me neither. I hate that.
I
like
say what I say, and I say it to your face. I don't do these
No hashtag necessary.
hashtags are passive aggressive. It's a backhanded thing.
All right, sorry. That's all I'm gonna say. At Dallas_MC. Come check me out.
Sean, go ahead and put Hornswoggle's image the best. With
Will
the
you
belt.
animate Hornswoggle versus The Rock
a
right
CG
now?
version of Hornswoggle versus a real life version of The Rock? and it's
Fans,
a huge
I would
battle.
never do this to you.
Tumblrs for chicks. That's funny.
I don't point stuff at the ground. I keep it on the people so I don't miss anything happening. I don't miss any important action.
Is this still going?
Are you still recording?
This is like a
This is
Metallica
awesome.
video now.
This
Yeah. It's
podcast.
like we're on that big swing.
Seeing me
Is
on
this
film,
Death
I have
Magnetics?
to go on a diet. The next time you guys see me,
I've been doing 10
Let me
minute
see
podcast.
Dallas. Let me see Dallas on
the
film.
next time I'm on the podcast, I'm going to be skinnier.
Let me
So,
see Dallas
Yeah,
on
me
got
film.
like
too.
another
Me
6
too. I'm
months.
with you on
Let me
that.
see Dallas
I'm
on
serious.
film.
I just shaved my beard today, and I can clearly see how fat I am.
I don't think you need a diet.
Look at
I
that.
watched
Look at that
I
action.
watched videos
No, no.
of when we were in line for the iPhone like a year or two ago or whatever that was.
Yeah?
And man,
What?
I have to hand it to Dominic. Dominic
Yeah.
lost a lot of weight.
He
like,
lost a
yeah.
ton
like I
of
see
weight.
him now, whatever, and it's like, okay, yeah, you look good, whatever. But then I would look at videos of that, and he was huge then.
Do you say
And I
to
didn't
him,
realize it.
I love you, my baby brother. You lost so much
I
weight.
said, my brother, I love you so much. You did such a good job.
I had fun with Dominic in San Francisco.
Yeah,
I'm glad we saw him this
Dominic went. It was a good
Oh,
time.
He-
San Francisco was a fun time.
I thought you had a shrimp in your mouth.
When I was I flew home by myself from San Francisco. When I was walking to the BART, there were some gutter punks sitting outside City Hall who started going like this to me.
Somebody knows I'm engaged. That's kind of weird.
I am engaged. And
Why
then
would they
I
do
didn't. I didn't
I'm
respond,
engaged.
and they started like snickering about how freaked out I was.
Thank
Yeah.
you
I
for
love
saying
that.
I don't need
They're
to
cool.
improve, but I do.
that
Those guys won the cool contest because
Yeah.
they're homeless, sitting on City Hall.
Yeah, I love. I brought this up before, but I love situations like that where it's like, oh wow, you won, yeah.
Yeah.
When I still always bring up Garrett when you and I were at Denny's.
Yeah.
Hey, I think we should set up the booth. It was the night before, like Comic Con. Hey, we're gonna set up the booth like this and this. We're plotting out how we're going to make the most money at Comic Con with this type of layout. You know, like we're talking business. These nerds behind us. The table next
Talking
to us
about
is.
fucking Comic-Con.
These guys gonna buy fucking comics at the Comic Con.
They're making fun of us so loud.
I wonder if
I
they're
remember this
gonna miss us. They're gonna get
We
Superman.
can hear them. We can hear them talking about us, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey, fucking Comic-Con nerds, you fucking stupid kids.
We're so much more successful in life than they are.
So what did we do, Rocco?
And so it was great. So then we played right into what they were talking about. Hey, and also Garrett, tomorrow, if you see there's a guy coming, he'll be in a Tails costume.
Oh yeah, Sonic.
I think we're probably gonna fuck. with
Yeah,
him.
if you
So,
see,
yeah.
like I'm gonna
Just
bring,
cover for me.
Yeah. I'll watch that part of the booth because later on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my Sonic cosplay
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well, and me and Sonic, I'm gonna be inside him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and sometimes with Sonic, just due to the blue color,
Yeah.
you'll see semen. You'll
Yeah,
see
on the
it
costume,
there.
like here.
Like we got so
I'm gonna
graphic
fuck
with
tails. Like I'm gonna take his tails and I'm gonna have to part the hairs.
Did
I'm
you talk
parting
about
it.
the
licking
Yeah,
ass?
we got that
I'm gonna lick that
detailed,
tail.
and they
Eating ass.
They started putting down their mozzarella sticks. Okay, can we get the check? They were like asking for the check.
We
Did
just
you guys?
started talking about
Did you talk about
fucking-
sucking pube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about fucking.
Always.
We talked about yiffing. Excuse me. We talked about yiffing with Sonic and
Yiffing,
Tails
that's right.
cosplayers until they got up and left.
Did you talk about sharp fingernails in the colon?
Oh, that's
Welcome
it. You
to
gotta keep
Talking
them trim.
64. Sorry.
What?
I'm not even reading.
Trim.
I'm sorry.
Keep
I'm
trim.
reading the thing.